Hi everybody, how are we all? Now I know today is going to be rather a different video, but I'll still introduce myself. So my name is Kelsey Hutchings and I'm owner of Elski Beauty. Now this is January 2021 and we have not long had the announcement that Gcse and A-levels are cancelled, and I was thinking to myself yesterday that I kind of wanted to just give some advice, life advice, just some of my general thoughts just to try and help you guys cope with it, basically. I'm not a teacher, I don't have an educational background, I just wanted to share some advice, some life tips, some stuff that I've learnt since leaving college and school, and yeah, basically I want this to be a video that you can show your kids to hopefully make them feel a little bit better or help you yourself feel a bit better about what's going on. So let's have a chat, please carry on watching, I hope I can at least make you laugh if nothing else. Check me out with my cup of tea, my cosy little chat vibes. Right, so first things first that you guys need to know is that all your feelings are valid, especially at the minute. Now is not a time to be putting pressure on yourself. You're allowed to feel upset, you're allowed to feel angry, you're allowed to feel annoyed, you're allowed to feel like, why is this happening to me? You're allowed to feel all these things. So don't put pressure on yourself to feel a certain way, because all your feelings are valid and it's okay to feel however you feel. Right, all the hard work that you've put into revising, they're called mock exams, everything like that, know that your work has not been wasted. All those hours of revision, you know, I don't know whether you have after school clubs, I know I used to have them, I used to study for longer. All the things that you've learned, all the revision that you've done, they are not wasted. You have still learnt those things and the knowledge is still up here, fingers crossed. Whether you have done the exam or not, the exam is just there to make sure that you definitely know it and it's confirmed and that you can get that grade for it. But either way, they can't take that knowledge from out of your head. You have still learnt that knowledge, which essentially is what you needed to learn in the first place. The exam is just the confirmation of that. And let's face it, in life you will never ever stop learning. Whether you pick a chosen career or not, obviously at some point you will, but you will never ever stop learning, whether it be just in general day-to-day life or in your chosen career path, whether you know that yet or not. Don't freak out about that either. I mean, you never stop learning. I mean, I've got my beauty salons, obviously I'm a qualified beauty therapist and makeup artist, but I still go on courses now. I'm 28. You know, I know people in their 30s, 40s, 50s that have enrolled into college or enrolled into uni. It's never too late and you'll never stop learning, and that is a brilliant thing, and that's a good thing about life. You can't grow unless you're learning. One of the most important things I wanted to get across in this video is that grades do not define you. Yes, they are important to a degree, but they definitely do not define you. I mean, look at people like Sir Richard Branson and Sir Alan Sugar and people like that. I mean, they've got barely any qualifications to their name, and look at them, they're all millionaires. And that's not me saying that you shouldn't try and, oh okay, I'll just take that route. But my point is that there are many different routes to get to where you want to be. Not everything rests on your grades, I promise. This has been a particularly difficult, 2020, we're in 2021 now, so in March it's going to be a year that we've been going through this, which I think is mad. But this has been a particularly difficult time for us all, but now is the time to be looking after yourself and your well-being, because health is wealth at the end of the day. That we have certainly learnt. Now, everything that you had planned, everything that you want to do in your life, I know it might not feel like it, but let's try and remain positive, they're not cancelled. You know, your career is not cancelled, what you're supposed to do in life is not cancelled, the courses that you want to do in the future is not cancelled, everything is just on pause. It has been a long ass pause, but it is on pause, it is not cancelled. And I know this feels never ending, but it will end. And we all have so much to look forward to, including you. So all those things that you want to do, you can still do them things. It's just going to take that little bit longer. But being at school, being at college, age and time is on your side. Now, when it comes to proms and like the more social side of the disappointments this year, I feel and I mean I normally, my summer is taken up with doing prom makeup and prom packages and stuff like that, which I absolutely love, but I really felt for the 2020 school year and obviously the 2021 school year. I mean, who knows if proms are going to go ahead this year, but there's been disturbances in both years, and I know that I would have been absolutely devastated if my prom was cancelled, so I feel ya. But on the other side of that, I mean, I am 28, so it's been a few years since I've left school, but I'm not an absolute dinosaur. And I'll be honest with you, I know this probably won't make you feel any better, but I'm going to say it anyway, I barely remember my prom. Yes, I know I would have been devastated if it wouldn't have happened, I honestly would. You know, the lovely dress, getting all dressed up, you know, having that attention and that milestone in your life, I get it, I would have been devastated. But honestly, barely remember it. I know I had a good time, but that's it. And I think it's a bit like, you know, sort of other milestones as you get older. I mean, my mum was 60 at the beginning of this week and we had so much planned for her birthday, but we're going to celebrate it when it's safe and when we can. I mean, she said she's going to have a 60th birthday party even when she's 62, if that's how long it takes. And, you know, you guys can do the same. I mean, you could have a little garden party with your parents' permission and invite some of your closest and best friends from school, wear your prom dresses, get dressed up, do all the things that you would have done with prom, you know, have lots of photos, all that kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I would do, to be honest. You can still have a prom. Maybe your school will still put on a prom. Maybe you can all club together and hire a village hall and have a mini prom or something. You know, there is answers for everything, but you don't need an event or a particular Wellsy thing to pop on your prom outfit and take some photos with your friends, obviously when it's safe to do so. You can definitely still do something to mark the event, and in a way it'll be even more unforgettable because you wouldn't have done that before and you would have been the only school year to club together, get together when it's safe, and to do those things. You can still make it unforgettable and you can still get dressed up. I remember being at primary school and in my years 5 and 6, I remember my teacher saying to me that I would never get through secondary school if I didn't know my times tables, which was lovely. But I tell you now, still don't know my times tables and I'm 28 and I'm doing alright. All you can do with anything in life is try your best. That way you can have no regrets and shouldn't feel guilty, because if you've tried your best, you literally can't do better than that. I did my maths GCSE 3 times. Okay, so obviously I did it once at school, tried my very hardest. I even used to have extra tutoring with my maths teacher. I got a D. I then did it again at college, when I was doing sort of the more sort of performance, academic-y mixture of everything year that I did. And I'd had to do maths then because I didn't get a pass, C or above. Obviously I got a D. And yeah, so I did maths as like a extra thing there, and I used to go in on college inset days and sit with my maths teacher. Couldn't have done any more than that. I got a D. And I did maths again when I studied beauty, and again I tried really hard. I studied a lot. I used to go over all my old maths GCSE stuff and I still got a D. Yes, I felt very disheartened, but I can't do any more than what I did. You know, I just don't get on with maths. And what my point of that is that all you can do is try your best. And I know that now, you know, more than ever, all you can do with anything is try your best. And that way you can have no regrets and you shouldn't feel any guilt because you can't do any more than that. And that way I knew that my chosen path wasn't to be an accountant. But that, you know, that is just one of the things that I really wanted to say to you, is that as long as you're trying your best, and I know it sounds really cheesy and really cliche, and when your parents or your family or whoever say that to you, you're probably just like, whatever, but it is true. Listen to them. Now, there is so much learning to be done outside of the classroom in life and at your age and beyond, and I don't mean that in a patronising way. That is just something that I have learned as I've grown up. Like I said, I'm still only 28, guys, but I remember my dad, when I used to freak out about you know, my exams and stuff like that, he always used to say to me, you know, do your very best, which I did. I wasn't a massive geek at school, but I wanted to do well. I certainly wasn't the smartest, but I always tried my best. And that's all, you know, that is all you can do. But yeah, he used to say to me, you will be fine in life if you can present yourself, you can hold a sentence together, and you can hold a conversation. And you know what? That has got me pretty far. Let me give you a quick little rundown, okay? So, school, I did alright, GCSE wise. I passed most things apart from maths, but we won't go there. I know all the grades and stuff are done differently now. When I was at school, it was, you know, A, B, C, D, and so on, and a pass was classed as a C and beyond. I did get C and above and everything apart from maths when I got a D, but I tried my best, guys, you know. Yeah, so fast forward, I went to a local college in Basingstoke, and I did sort of a mixture of like performance art kind of things and a few academic things, and that was quite good, and I enjoyed it to a degree. But I sort of had an epiphany one day, and I thought, I've never really wanted to go to uni. It's a personal choice. And I was on the long bus journey home, and I thought, why am I studying for A-levels when I don't want to go to uni? And I sort of realised that I'd gone to college and doing these subjects to sort of follow the crowd a bit, and it wasn't really for me. And when you have these thoughts, it's really important to act on them, because you've got to do these things for you. So yeah, and I was really fed up and felt a bit lost. So we went back to the drawing board, and I can't say I've ever known what I wanted to do in life, but the only thing I have wanted is to enjoy my job. And I think that is so important. You know, you're going to be doing it for tens of years, you want to be happy. I think it's so important to enjoy your job. I feel like that should be your number one priority. But yeah, I wanted to enjoy it. So in order to enjoy your job, obviously it needs to be something that you're interested in. So I remember doing a brainstorm with my parents, and I wrote down everything that I enjoyed, whether you could get a job in it or not. So I wrote down going shopping, going to the cinema, makeup, beauty, nails, and quite soon there was a common denominator. My mum said to me, why don't you think about doing beauty? And I was like, because I don't want to do beauty. And looking back on it now, it was quite an immature and stereotypical way to look at it, but I was like, I don't want to be one of them giggly little girls that just does beauty because all their friends do it. And my mum said to me, yeah, but you wouldn't. You'd make a career out of it, and you'd work hard, and you would, you know, do it properly. And I thought, yeah, do you know what? I would. So that's what I did. I stopped going to sort of the more academic-y college, and I enrolled on a makeup course, which I did for a year. And then I went to a college in Winchester. I did a bit of research, and that was the best course, and sort of results around. And I went and did beauty, and I absolutely loved it. I smashed the course. That's not me being big-headed. I just enjoyed it so much that I did it. I used to stay behind after college sort of hours had finished. And I actually finished the course a month early because I just absolutely loved it, and it sort of like lit a fire within me, and I thought, this is my passion, that this is what I'm supposed to do, and you will find that too. Never in a million years when I started my first year at college did I think I'd be doing something like beauty. Never in 1,000 years. But anyway, that's what I did. And then I worked part-time in retail, but I wanted a job within beauty. I wanted to start my beauty career, but I knew I needed some experience. Experience in a lot of jobs is key, okay? So I went for an interview at a spa in Winchester. Now I knew there was a lot of candidates, and I knew there was a lot of competition, but I sent my CV, rang them up a couple of days later to make sure they've got it. Make your face known. Any job you want, make yourself known, because basically the start of the process, you're just a bit of paper. Went for an interview, not joking, I was sat waiting for the spa manager to come and interview me, and my knees were shaking like mad, and my hands were like this. But I was sat there and I thought, fake it till you make it. And that is what I did. I had held eye contact with her the whole time. I gave her a nice firm handshake, if you remember what they are. I held a conversation, and when she was asking me questions, I was direct and I was confident, even if in my head I was thinking, what are you saying? Shut up. But that's what I did. And I remember the talking bit was over, and I thought, whew, that wasn't too bad. And we got up, and I almost turned to leave, and she was like, right, now for the practical part of your interview. And I was like, what? Nobody warned me about this. And in my head, I was honestly like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, freaking out, didn't know what was about to happen. She was leading me into the spa, walking in there, all the other therapists and staff just like staring at me, and I was thinking, oh my God. And she introduced me to this woman, and she said, right, she said, I'd like you to do a French manicure on one hand, please. And was like staring at me. And I was thinking, I just went, oh, right, okay, yeah, great, no problem. And in my head, honestly, I was sweating and I was absolutely freaking out. And in my head, I was thinking, right, deep breaths, you can do this. And I just pretended I was doing it on a friend. I was a bit shaky, but I got it done. Acted confident, even in here, I was freaking out. I then had to do a 20-minute massage, came out, had some feedback. Again, thank you very much, nice to meet you, nice and direct, left. A sweaty mess. But I got the job. And I was so proud of myself. I wasn't any more qualified than the rest of the candidates. I was up against 32 other people for this job. And that's not me being big-headed. This is me trying to prove to you that these basic life skills work. I wasn't any more qualified, but that, you know, that worked. And I honestly think it's because of the way I was. So yeah, I wasn't any more qualified than these people, but I held my sentence together. I presented myself well, and I held a conversation. And I know these things sound basic, but boy, do they work. Now, when it comes to things like college and particularly uni, like I say, as long as you're going for things that you enjoy and things that you are passionate about and things that you are interested in. Now, I've always been taught to work it like, right, this is my end goal. What do I need to do to get there? That way you can ensure that you can get there because you're ticking all the boxes to achieve whatever it is you want to get to. Now, the whole reason I studied beauty was because I wanted to travel with it. I wanted to go on the cruise ships or possibly work for Virgin Airlines, because in first class at the time, I don't know now, they offered beauty treatments to their first class passengers. And I actually happened to go on a cruise not long after I finished college. I was very lucky. And I booked in a spa treatment purposely to speak to the spa therapist there. And I decided not to do it. The girls were lovely, but they gave me loads of pros and cons, and within myself I thought, not sure if I would like this, so I didn't do it. So that's why I then went and got my spa job that I just told you about, which I did part-time for probably about 7 or 8 months. And let me tell you, any career that you want to go into, I know depending on, you know, the profession that you want it to go into, qualifications do count to a degree, but as a lot of uni students will tell you, experience is key. I mean, I could have done beauty therapy at university, would not have got me anywhere. I mean, I could go for a salon, spa, beauty job now, and I could say, oh, I've actually got a degree in beauty. And they'd be like, okay, cool, how many years salon experience have you got? Because that is what they are interested in. That is what you learn when you're in the job. That is when you learn. I remember when I finished and passed my driving test, I remember my driving instructor saying to me, right, now you can go learn to drive. You know, you learn on the job with so many different things. It's actually crazy. So yes, grades count to a degree, but honestly, life experience and the way you are as a person counts for just as much, if not that smidge bit more, in my opinion. So if you want to be a teacher, a dentist, a doctor, a vet, all these other professions that you need to have a degree and a higher education, you go for it. If it's something that you're not sure, if you need to go to uni for that, or it's something that you are just interested in, you think you might like it, my only advice for that would just be to give it a real good thought. That are you doing it for the right reasons? Are you going because you think, wow, those uni parties look cool, which I get, but people that go to uni, you know, you will end up starting your adult life in a lot of debt. And yes, you don't end up paying that back until you earn a certain wage, but it's still a weight to have on your shoulders. And if it's what you need to do the profession that you want to do, then you go for it. You know, YOLO, you only live once, but make sure that you're going there for the right reasons, because not only is it a long period of your life. You know, it's a good few years. I think, especially if you want to be something like a doctor, it's about 7-8 years at university, which is a long time. And with that, you know, then means you've got money to pay back, you know, which you can't put a label on that if you're then enabling yourself to get the career that you want. But just really give it a good thought, because when I look back now, I sort of think, I don't know whether I went to like the first college for the right reasons, but it then led me to find what I wanted to do. So you just got to kind of weigh these up and always trust your gut. You know, don't listen, you know, your friend, or you should do this, or you should do that, or, you know, I'm doing this, so why don't you just do this with me? You have got to do what you feel is best for you and what you want from your life. And I know you might not believe it now, but I mean, I've got a couple of friends that I was friends with at school that are still some of my bestest friends now. But a lot of people that I was really close with at school, and rightly so, we've just all gone our separate ways. And that's what happens as as you grow older. And, you know, when you get to college and when you get to uni, you will meet some lifelong friends, and you will meet some friends that will just get you through that period of your life. You know, that's what happens. But just trust your gut and go with whatever you think is going to be best for you, because at the end of the day, only you know how you feel. So, yeah. Whatever you do in life, as long as you've wholeheartedly chosen to do that, you know, you've not been pushed into it, just, you know, try your best, you know, work your hardest, let that passion flow and enjoy it. You know, just because something is difficult and hard work for a little while, that doesn't mean that you should quit. You know, we've all had to do and will do things that are hard and hard to juggle and might make you feel a bit fed up sometimes. But if that's what's going to help you get to your end goal, you've just got to grit your teeth and get into it. And, you know, being a hard worker will always show, you know, whether it be on your CV or just from the way you talk. I know people still say to me, oh, you know, you're so lucky to be your own boss, you know, you're so lucky to have your own business. And I think, yeah, I am, but I'm not sure if luck's really the right word, because I worked hard to get here. You know, like I said, I finished my college course early. I worked 2 part-time jobs for a long while. I worked in retail and I worked in spa, and then I had a full-time office job for 2 years. And after I used to finish at the office, I used to go straight to the salon and work there till 9-10 o'clock at night, and I used to work there on Saturday, so I did that for 2 years. And then the other 2 years I worked part-time at my office job and part-time at the salon until I was big enough and brave enough to make the decision to go full-time. And again, none of this is like, oh, look at me, because anybody can do this, and that's my whole point. But sometimes you have just got to grit your teeth and get on with it, because my ultimate goal, like I talked about earlier, was, when I realised that's what I really wanted, was to then have my own business. And I thought, right, this is what I've got to do to get there, so shut up and get on with it, basically. And yeah, you know, whatever you want to do, you will always have at least one person that you come across, whether it's a friend who then isn't a friend, or just a passerby in your life, to be like, oh, you know, why are you doing that? You should just do this, and then and there. Like, boy them off, don't listen to them. Like, I remember in my office job, you know, they used to be talking about, I don't know, whatever that was on the previous night. It used to be like, oh, you know, did you watch it? And I used to be like, oh, no, I had such a late night at the salon last night. Oh, I don't even know why you do that. You know, why do you work late at the salon? Blah, blah, blah. And I used to be like, because I want a career, I want to better myself, and this is what I want, so that's what I'm going to do. You know, you will sometimes come across sort of small-minded people like that. I'm just talking from my experience. You will come across people that will try and dumb you down a bit, but be bigger, be better, okay? Work hard and you will get to wherever you want to be, whether you've got the grades or not. It's so hard to know what you want to do as well, I do get that, but like I said, that's why I've always gone off the philosophy of finding something that you enjoy, because then in my eyes you can't go wrong, because if you enjoy it, you'll work hard at it, you'll do well at it. But you know, if you know there is courses that you do want to do, especially particularly at college, then do them. You know, I've met so many people, both, you know, in my office work that I've done at the spa, just people that I've, you know, met just in life that, you know, wish that they'd worked harder at school, wish that they'd gone to college, you know, sort of wish because they didn't work hard enough when they had the opportunity to, or they didn't grab that opportunity when it came to them. You know, and yes, it's never too late to go to college or go to uni. Like I said, I know people from all walks of life that have gone back to education, which is brilliant, but the thing that comes with that when you're an adult is that it costs money. So a lot of people, that's a stumbling block for them, understandably, but it must still be the same. But I mean, I managed to just scoot in to study beauty just before I turned 19, or 18. Either way, back then, I managed to scoot in on the course before I had to pay for it, so I was quite lucky with that. But yeah, you know, if there's something you think, oh, you know, that flicks your switch, or you think you're going to enjoy it, you know, an opportunity comes up, you know, grab it, do it, take it. You know, because the more experience and things you've got under your belt, the better. If 2020, of course, is anything, it's to seize the day, you know, grab the opportunity, do what you want to do. You know, life and time will pass you by like nothing else. And I know that's an old person thing to say, but it's true. Alright, I think that probably is me finished rambling on now, to be honest. Like I said, I've just had quite a lot of thoughts running through my head since all the sort of different educational announcements over the last few days, and I just wanted to do something to hopefully try and make you feel better, shed a different perspective, sort of try and relieve, you know, some pressure on yourself. And let's face it, school, college, education is hard enough as it is, and you guys, the 2020 class and the 2021 classes, it's hard enough as it is. If you can get through school and education in the years that you have done, you are a tough cookie, and that in itself is an achievement. And when you go for interviews, you meet people in the future, you know, employers, you know, college interviewers, uni interviewers, they will see that and they'll think they're a tough cookie. And you can play on that as well, I flipping would. So please know that none of this is your fault. You know, none of us could have helped this pandemic. We've all just got to, you can't help what happens to you in life as such, but you can help with how you deal with it. So smash whatever comes your way. This pandemic has not stopped you, it's just put things on pause and it's just slightly altered your path. But you can still get to wherever your goal is. You can do absolutely anything you want in life still, so please know that. Work hard, do your best. Things that you want to achieve and things that you want to do, like we've said at the top of that little chart, they are not cancelled, they are just put on pause, and you can do anything that you want to do. Work hard, do your best at things, grab those opportunities, and you'll achieve whatever you want to achieve. Okay guys, so please try not to feel too damn hard with things, because you can still achieve the career, the profession, whatever it is you want to do in life. Okay? Mwah. Nothing is off limits if you work hard. Okay? I'll speak to you guys soon. I hope that has helped in some way, just whether it just gives you a slightly different perspective or it makes you think about something. Yeah, I hope it has helped in some way. Fingers crossed for our 2021. We have so much to look forward to. We are smashing out these vaccines, so please let's just look to the future, work towards it, and yeah, you can do anything that you want to do. I'll speak to you soon guys. Mwah. Bye!